I think it's safe to assume, that we have community spread here.
The state of Ohio is preparing for the potential of more cases of coronavirus, and health experts are advising businesses do your part and to start asking workers to work from home. It's an attempt to slow the spread of this virus. Governor DeWine is recommending Ohioans stay away from all kinds of large events, too.
Yeah, and this is not an order, but many sporting organizations, concert organizations, and schools are listening to the advice. The group overseeing Ohio high school sports is asking most spectators to just stay away. Vice President Joe Biden and Senator Bernie Sanders have canceled campaign events set for today in Ohio, and the Dublin Bridge opening has been postponed, but the St. Patrick's Day parade has been canceled in Dublin.
Kevin Landers is at Nationwide Arena with another big cancellation to tell us about. Kevin?
Thousands of people will pack Nationwide in the coming days to watch the Blue Jackets play Pittsburgh on Thursday, and then Saturday the Nashville Predators. Now, the team just announced moments ago that those games will go on as planned and fans can attend. However, the Zach Brown concert has been postponed for Friday night out of concern for the coronavirus. Now, today, Governor Mike DeWine said health experts are telling him to encourage people not to attend any indoor sporting event or concert. He says based on what he is seeing overseas and the spread here in the U.S., he says the best way to limit the spread is to encourage social distancing. The state's health director agrees.
We have the safety of not only the spectators, but as Dr. Acton has pointed out, it is all the people the spectators come in contact with afterwards. So this is something that it directly impacts the safety of the people of the state of Ohio.
So each of us now has to use our common sense, kind of think about our own risk and make those decisions. It might be something as simple as going through the drive-thru and not going in a restaurant.
Now, Dr. Acton and the governor are encouraging employees to start identifying non-essential workers so they can encourage them to work from home. Dr. Acton also says that hospitals are working to create separate wards to prevent the spread within hospital walls, as well as creating tents outside of hospitals to contain the virus from possibly spreading. Reporting live downtown, Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, after Ohio State moved classes online, several other universities followed. Take a look. That included Otterbein University, Kent State University, Bowling Green State University, just to name a few. Each school is working with a different schedule. We have all the details on our website. Just check out 10tv.com. Now, 10TV's Lacey Crisp joins us from Ohio State with more on OSU's decision. Lacey?
Yeah, well, campus is pretty empty right now. As you can see behind me, students are off for spring break, but university officials tell me they wanted to be proactive. So that's why they moved classes from in the classroom to online.
We got exams coming up, so I'm like, I don't know how that's going to work out.
Well, most students are off campus for spring break. Some stayed to study, worried about how the coronavirus is going to impact their education.
I understand it needs to be done for precautionary reasons, but it's kind of a pain.
Ohio State University President Dr. Michael Drake says the step to move classes out of the classrooms and online is to stop the spread of the coronavirus for 60,000 students.
We had a choice here really of doing all we could to try to mitigate the hold and damage of the virus before we had someone become very sick or unfortunately die. Or we could wait until after that happened to do the most that we could.
Students will be allowed to be in the dorm rooms and eat in the cafeterias. OSU President Dr. Michael Drake says the university is stepping up cleaning, especially in high-touch areas like doorknobs and elevator buttons.
We'll do all we can to minimize the risk in the dorms for those students who are living in the dorms. We'll use appropriate public health measures to make the food service and delivery circumstances that students find themselves using as safe as they can be.
But students are wondering just how much learning will happen in the next couple of weeks.
I'm an assistant for one of the professors right now, so we have to figure out how to do everything online, and it's mid-semester, so now we have to figure out how to transfer everything to an online platform. It's just going to be difficult.
Yeah, so as of right now, classes will be online until March 30th, but Dr. Drake tells me really that's just a target date that they're looking at. They're going to continue to evaluate as cases rise. He says if we continue to see more cases, that date could be pushed back. Reporting live at OSU, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.
Governor DeWine also making recommendations and suggestions for high school sports, and it's something the Ohio High School Athletic Association is taking seriously. 10 TV's Stephanie Stanovich is live with what that means for families of athletes out there. Stephanie?
That's right. We just heard from the executive director of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, who says they are following the recommendations from Governor Mike DeWine that all indoor sporting events in Ohio, including high school, collegiate, professional sports, can continue, but with limited spectators. Around 12:30 this afternoon, Executive Director Jerry Snodgrass spoke with Governor DeWine. Snodgrass says the association has been planning for several days in case this happened. They are still trying to determine who exactly can attend. He says they will probably settle on 4 tickets per student athlete, but it still needs to be talked about. They did discuss having cheer teams or pep bands. Cheerleaders are allowed, pep bands will not be allowed. Another complication the association is facing is that each site has different ticketing and tickets may need to be refunded. Right now, Snodgrass says they are looking at ticket sales and going forward.
We have to consider the safety aspect of the health aspects of this first. And I know the challenges that creates, and it would be wrong for me to go against the governor and the state superintendent's recommendation.
Now, all fans are allowed at tonight's boys basketball regional tournament games, but tomorrow morning they will announce how the tournaments will proceed moving forward. For now, reporting live in North Columbus, Stephanie Stanovich, 10 TV News.
All right, thank you, Stephanie. Now, for any respiratory infections, doctors say the spread happens fast, which is why these large events are really being questioned.
There is a risk with large events. So as a society, we have to start talking about keeping people who are symptomatic away from large crowds.
Well, the Columbus Crew SC schedule is the same so far, and the NCAA tournament will go on as well. Now, the Central Ohio Transit Authority is launching a Stop the Spread campaign. The goal is to raise awareness about prevention methods. COTA is trying to be proactive. They're increasing cleaning staff to make sure all vehicles get cleaned.
Using CDC-approved cleaning solutions, we are sanitizing all of the handrails, all of the handles on the bus, all of the pull cords, the backs of the seats where people could be touching. We wipe down all the seats to make sure that they are sanitized as well.
COTA is also reminding customers they can do their part to stop the spread by practicing good hygiene.
Coronavirus is also impacting how you vote in this election. Today, the Secretary of State announced the relocation of certain voting locations because of coronavirus concerns. So for the May 17th election, 1 week from today, 125 senior centers across our state will not be used as polling places. Instead, those locations will be relocated to other sites. The impact in Franklin County, for example, will be 16 locations impacting some 21,000 voters.
We provided effectively 8 days notice because yesterday I put out the order to all 88 boards of elections to start making these preparations. They'll have to move fast, but there is time.
Now, if your polling place is impacted, you will receive a notice in the mail telling where your new location will be. The Secretary of State also announced curbside drop-off will be available for those who would like to drop off their ballots. Sanitizing stations will also be available at all polling locations throughout our state.